So you own a few or maybe a ton of properties and you're doing it all by yourself. That's a lot of work to take on alone. Typically, this is where a property manager would come into play, and today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about hiring a property manager. So let's start from the top. What is a property manager? A property manager is a company or individual hired to manage your property. This can include everything from collecting rent to completing maintenance requests by either utilizing their own in-house team or outsourcing vendors. And what does a property manager handle? They can handle just about everything, including advertising to find tenants, leasing and screening, moving in and moving out adjust based on market value, collecting rent, accounting, handling maintenance requests and repairs, taking care of issues including complaints and evictions, and a few other things. If you're currently managing all of your properties, the idea of passing off all these tasks might seem like a difficult idea to swallow. However, what is just as difficult is having to manage all of these things yourself, especially if you have more than just a few properties. Fortunately, there are options other than hiring a property manager, which we'll talk about later. But depending on how many properties you're dealing with, getting help would be exactly what you need. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of hiring a property manager. By the end of these two sections, the goal is to have everything laid out for you so you can decide for yourself if hiring a property manager seems like the right choice. First pro, they can handle all the day-to-day activity. There are a few real-time sinks when it comes to managing a property. For example, frequent phone conversations with tenants and vendors and handling maintenance requests. And the average property management company will help take all of those day-to-day items off your plate, saving you a ton of time for more high-value activities, like identifying new properties or maximizing property revenue. Another pro is that they'll manage rent and other fee collections. From setting rent prices when the market goes up to collecting rent on time, typically a property manager or company will stay on top of rent so you don't have to worry about a thing. That includes not only setting rent collection, but managing late fees and other tenant responsibilities such as pet rent, parking, and other fees. Many property management companies will even analyze your local market competition to determine rent prices and perform other research to maximize rental income. Another pro is they'll handle advertising and screening new tenants. One of the more difficult things to stay on top of is tracking the effectiveness of your advertising and screening processes. There are a few things that average property management companies will likely do, and one of those is fill the units. From advertising to screening tenants, one of the focuses of property management companies is keeping your units filled. Typically, they will have invested in a property management software to help them more effectively run background checks and do leasing tasks, streamlining their system considerably. So you no longer have to worry about running ads for your properties or screening your own tenants. Speaking of running ads, joining real estate investor associations in your area is a fantastic way to spread the word about your listing, connect with other prospective tenants, and even learn more about real estate investing. If you do hire a property manager, encourage them to look into joining these associations if possible. Another pro is that they'll take care of maintenance and repairs. Maintenance repairs are easily one of the biggest time and energy sinks when it comes to managing a property. And worst of all, they're often unexpected and can get in the way of other plans. Typically, a property management company will handle all maintenance requests from tenants and necessary repairs. That can be done in one of two ways: through an in-house maintenance team or by hiring their own vendors. Either way, you get the peace of mind knowing that everything is being taken care of by professionals. So now that we've covered the pros of hiring a property manager, let's talk about the cons. There aren't too many, but it's definitely worth being aware when you weigh your options. The first con is that you'll pay a portion of your rental income to their services. As you may have guessed, property managers definitely don't work for free, but how do they get paid? Well, it's by charging a percentage of your rental income. Typically, that fee could be between 5 and 10%. And keep in mind that every property management company is different, so you'll need to check with them to see if they have any additional or unexpected fees. Also, you'll need to factor in that you'll still need to pay for things like supplies and replacement items used in repairs, though that's technically not an additional expense. In all likelihood, this is the main con that you'll need to consider. If you have a few properties, this fee might be the difference between you being profitable or not profitable with your properties. So you'll need to consider if the services you'll get from a property manager are worth the fee, something only you can decide. Another con is that you'll give up some control over your property. Inevitably, for the property management company to do their thing, they need to be free to make certain decisions themselves. Think of it like this: you're an owner or CEO of your company and you have managers under you. You need to let those managers make some of their own decisions, otherwise they'll be completely dependent on you. Especially if you prefer to be more hands-on, this can be a difficult thing to accept. However, it's ultimately up to you. And another con is you may not agree with their tenant screening process. One of the more difficult aspects of property management is to give up the screening and leasing process. When you hand over the management of your property to a property management company, they'll typically take over all aspects of the leasing process. That includes screening applicants and ultimately deciding who gets accepted. While this can be seen as a big pro, as it's something you no longer have to deal with, it can also be a con because the property management company's selection process might not match the way you selected tenants or what tenants you ultimately choose. So with all that being said, should you hire a property manager? By now, you probably have a pretty good idea of whether or not you want to hire a property manager to handle one or more of your properties. However, if you're still unsure, here's a few common reasons you might choose to hire a property manager. You now have too many properties to manage by yourself. Even if you're hesitant about the fee, you now have way too much on your plate managing multiple properties and you need something. Or you're having challenges managing your own properties. If property management doesn't come naturally or you're struggling to keep your units filled, hiring someone could help make the most of your investment. Or the distance is a hassle and you're moving away. If you live away from your properties, hiring a property management company might be a necessity to handle any in-person tasks or issues. And a key question to ask is, do I have the budget to hire a property manager? How much time will property management save me? And is it worth the time and money I'll be giving up? With all this considered, only you know if hiring a property manager is the right choice for you. If you're still unsure, there is another option to consider, and that's property management software. So how does property management software make things easier? Well, the main challenge with property management is finding the time to handle everything. With property management software, you get tools that allow you to save time in a variety of ways, whether it's improving efficiency via features like streamlined maintenance management system, or optimize organization by bringing all your accounting into one place designed for property accounting, and automating tasks through things like automatic listing and automatic rent payments. Plus, with something like DoorLoop's all-in-one property management software, you can take advantage of other features that help you streamline your property management as well. Some examples of that is a QuickBooks online integration that only takes a few minutes to set up, a mobile app for easy access no matter where you are, lightning fast load speeds, user-friendly UI that's super easy to navigate. And if you prefer to manage your properties yourself rather than hire your own internal team to manage your properties, or you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, I definitely recommend giving DoorLoop a try. You'll not only supercharge your efficiency and improve your ability to collect rent and more rent, you'll save time and gain peace of mind in the process. So if this video helped you out in making a decision, then make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more property management content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!